Reggie was wrong. These mudworms could have eaten a cow grub and still asked for dessert. Hacking his way through extinct monster guts was not how Reggie expected today to go. Still, the head of a legendary mudworm to adorn his royal bedchamber would be no small reward. Seb led them to the scrapper's location. They had been harvesting materials from the corpse of the Grub Queen. If the Grub King saw them, they'd be bug food. Too late. The Grub King had returned for the culprits and found Reggie and Seb.
Un poquito neófito jefecito, ¿no? Un poquito neófito jefecito. No entiendo qué están diciendo.
The scrapper team thanked Reggie for saving their lives, but were even more grateful to have a fresh corpse to butcher. Reggie sighed. He was just glad there were no more grubs. Reggie was greeted by the squirrel guide Zazu at the forest edge. She'd been sent to show the king the way to the festival, a secret path known only by squirrel folk. The bright fur's golden light fell on the forest clearing and caravans like an enchantment. The mood, though, was not festive, but worried. Zazu, embarrassed, explained the reason they asked the brave young king here was to plead for his help. The squirrel elder and a priest of the bright fur journeyed to the abandoned glimmer mines to harvest bright moss, and had not returned. With the golden light of the camp behind him, Reggie headed back out into the gloom in search of the mines. The rocks of the glimmer mines glowed with a blue light unlike anything Reggie had ever seen. Reggie wondered what the moles would make of this place. The squirrel elder's lifeless body lay on the floor, the priest at his side. Before Reggie could approach, he found out why they were trapped here. This was the nest of the Beetle Queen. With the Beetle Queen in her glimmering grave, Reggie approached the still body of the Squirrel Elder. The Squirrel Elder rose with a yelp. He'd been in trance from the ritual smoking of extra potent bright moss. Unaware, he almost became the Beetle Queen's snack. Thanking Reggie for the rescue, they headed back to begin the festival. The Squirrel Elder turned to Reggie, asking if the brave young king would again save their festival and venture into the shrine of the tapped root to collect more bright sap. The shrine of the tapped root stood before him, but the root looked damaged. Before Reggie could wonder what had done this, he got his answer. A rootworm, bloated and enraged by bright sap. Rootworms had been banished from these parts for generations. Reggie had a feeling its presence meant something was rotten in the state of bright fur. To Reggie's dismay, the tap was broken. Reggie did not look forward to returning to the Squirrel Elder with no sacred sap and news of rootworms. Though shocked at the news, the Squirrel Elder had an idea. The tap was one of several made in the basement woodsmith workshop of Castle Dre. Perhaps Reggie could look there. It could not be. The frog scourge had returned, a pestilence on the sacred forest that could not be allowed to spread. The frog squatter was none other than General Hack, no better than a common thief looting supplies. The only thing he'd be taking today was his last breath. With the satisfaction of the Frog General dead at his paws, Reggie found the replacement tap. The squirrels would have their sacred sap. The Squirrel Elder could not allow the festival to continue, knowing pond scum squatted in their ancestral home. Reggie did not need to be asked. He knew what needed to be done. Reggie could not believe the frogs had returned after all he had done to be rid of them. Pond scum never learn. The central tower. Whoever was collecting all these supplies would surely be at the top. Seems he wasn't the only one here for vengeance. Shield Maiden Yellowtongue was waiting, screaming the name of her fallen brother, War Chief Greenwort. Echoes of her last croak, Castle Dre was returned to peace. There was a shrine in the room, carved figures of Reggie and his enemies in Bright Fir Forest. The frogs had planned it all to lure him here.
Wait, what are you saying?
The squirrels at the Bright Fir rejoiced to hear Castle Dre was back to its somber state of peace once more. The Squirrel Elder could start the Leaves Fall Festival at last. Reggie basked in the joy of the squirrel folk, as warming as the golden light of the firs. He reclined in his chair and was honored with a cup of bright sap. Being king has its perks. Sickly sweet aromas filled the air. Reggie never knew roast grub leg could taste this good.
Pero darle de una.
The stalker queen and a fresh brood of eggs. Reggie supposed this was a good reason for the tram being late today.
Mira. No, mira ahí, conchis. Todo. Todas las armas y los armaduros. Puta, no sé. No me jodas que me faltaba eso. Listo. Rey de Reyes. Consigue tener las medallas. El platino. La memoria de las ratitas. Ahora sí,